Well, here we are again. Inside.
Hi there.
Yeah, we have two new faces on the couch this episode. Arguably better ones.
This is the same face I've always had. This isn't a new face.
New face.
Same face. I've always had this face.
Well, if you guys haven't tuned in, this is B&B. What are we using this week as our name?
Booze and babes.
Bungins and Dragons.
Spongens and Dragons.
Babes
Right.
and...
Boobs and boobs.
Boobs and badgeny.
Barrack and boobs.
Barracks boobs. That's it. Hold on.
Is that the thumbnail?
Oh, thumbnail, but he was using a tip. If you haven't tuned into this one before, this is just us basically talking shit around the couches for a bit and talking about D&D and all that.
I thought you were going to say the campfire then.
There was a campfire. Well, we had fire outside, but decided to rain. We don't have the budget to cover rain outside.
Do you really have like a fire?
Yeah, we got like
We had the fire sticks, like
Fire stick
Survival
thingies.
Island.
Yeah, like survival.
ordered from Bunnings for $2 each.
Give me a torch.
Budget.
Bunnings?
I mean, fire is on the torch.
Bunnings is kind of like IHOP.
We had a campfire. We had torches.
Mitre 10. Have you got Mitre 10? I don't know if you got Mitre 10.
No, they've got like Walgreens. No, that's UK,
that's Walgreens is like our Maya.
They have Walmart. Doesn't that have everything?
Walmart's got you can buy guns in Walmart.
You can buy guns. It's next level, isn't it?
It is.
America, freedom.
Fifth Amendment.
Freedom. All right. Well, we should probably get into things, but
An amendment.
before we start, if you haven't already, and you somehow got here from a random video or you picked up a flyer in the middle of a busy Washington street,
A flyer.
I mean, who knows?
Washington Street.
Yeah. It's in Brisbane.
A flyer.
Yeah.
It's in Brisbane. Washington Street. It's in Brisbane.
That's it, we need to
There's
get
probably-
flyers to go hand out in Brisbane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to our home couch podcast.
Home couch podcast. Well, as I said, normally it's an outside couch podcast, but it's raining and, you know,
Rain is
that could have been
bad.
bad with PowerPoints and stuff. So if you haven't already,
You had a PowerPoint.
yeah, we had PowerPoint.
You had a PowerPoint set up like a slideshow.
Yeah, there was a slideshow.
Yes. Keynote is
Every time
Last
Barrack
area.
misses.
Keynote in classes.
Matty. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel,
This
you
is
want
going well.
like it,
That
thumbs up.
button, wherever it is.
You know, just a little Control-C on the top there, link, and put it into all your contacts with Messenger. They'll appreciate it.
Send it to everyone.
We have all the links on our flyer that's in Washington Street.
Exactly. So if you just head on over to Brisbane,
Washington Street.
And if possible, get a Nico and write @Natty1DM and just walk around the street.
just go
with the top on.
next level and tattoo it on your forehead.
Tattoo it on your skin, forehead, legs, butt.
So what?
I want a fan to have a tramp stamp of Natty.
Right, so if you're not tattooing on your skin, where's it going?
hair.
Sorry, buffering. All right. Yes. All right. So Twitter as well, Bailey. Yes, you've got the old Twitter happening, right?
Yeah, at Natty1DM.
And we've got the Instagram happening too, which is
At Natty1DM.
awesome. So we're chucking on memes and all that sort of stuff. There's been some good ones lately, some quality meme material.
Yeah.
You know when it sort of gets taken off and people start posting
Yeah,
it on
when-
Reddit.
The sort of one where they airbrushed out the
The credit.
Yeah, we had the @Natty1DM, and someone and you can see this clear like airbrushed in Photoshop off of it. It's like at that point, if you know how to airbrush it in Photoshop, just remake them.
I honestly thought memes just came out of nowhere. I didn't realize people made them.
They're self-perpetuating on the
Yeah,
internet. Yeah,
That's right. They're asexual.
it's actually why the American government created the internet.
For meme
memes.
replication.
For meme
Elon Musk has made a bot that does it.
What, just pumps out memes?
Yes.
Does it need to meet targets?
Analyzes all about popular culture and spits out memes, and it works.
I'm going to be honest. I kind of feel like Elon Musk is a bot that does it.
At this point, what's the difference?
I mean, really, robots make robots, right?
Exactly.
Oh crap!
It's fine. It's here. Well, so
What are we talking about again?
we're talking about Natty One and campaign stuff, just general things, casual D&D things. We actually have the rule master with us tonight, Mr. Matthew Chalker over here.
You're literally the dungeon master.
I know, but you're the rule master.
Why am I the rule master?
Because you know things.
Rules as written.
I know everything.
That's why you're like the rule master.
You are the
So-
master of the rules.
As if you guys haven't tuned into the campaign, you should check it out. Matt's playing Lance Serion, who is a night elf. Zip. He is a wood elf rogue / scout
Hold on, what's a night elf?
ranger. Night elf mohawk.
I thought you were saying zip because that was something you would like had in.
What I think he meant was drow.
Oh, right, okay, I thought you were like saying night elf is some special
exactly
thing about
right.
it in
Ah.
that you haven't told us about yet.
What?
Nothing.
I'm so lost.
This is what happens when you invite Jason onto a panel discussion.
There are no night elves in D&D,
There are not just high elves.
which are split into sun elves and moon elves.
That's true. Wood elves.
Is a moon elf a night elf then?
This is a test. Wood elves.
What about wood elves?
What about them? Are they split into anything, or tell us a bit about them, Rule Master /
No.
Lore Master? All right. We also have Eladrin.
Yeah, there's 4 of them.
Is it
what
Eladrin
are
or
they?
Eladrin?
Sorry.
What are they?
So we have 4 seasons.
Yes.
If you don't know those, then I can't really explain it to you.
We have the wet season, which is called the
Summer.
downpour.
There's also a
is
season
it
where
down-
all
We're not
the
talking
leaves
about
fall.
seasons.
That's also called summer.
We're talking about humans.
Oh, you're talking about real seasons.
Where things
I'm sorry, I thought we were talking about lore.
And that's also summer. And there's one that's really hot. That one's winter.
Yes. Well, he knows Rule Masters in D&D.
And then the opposite of the Eldrin are the Shader Kai, who are basically emotionless. Basically, they make for every new player, Shader Kai is the perfect template for making an edgy ranger or
Yes.
rogue.
There you go. The shadow is basically almost like Shadow Elves. Hey?
Yeah, they're shadow loners that have no emotions. So every new player of D&D.
Remember, this is totally unscripted. He's not studied any of this beforehand. He just knows.
Well, he's definitely studied it beforehand, just not
not in
specifically
preparation
for this.
It's interesting.
That's fair.
I don't disagree.
Alright, so if you haven't already watched, spoilers ahead, obviously, for episode 2, A Night of Crows. So, what do we think, lads? How we travelling in the older campaign? So
Well, I'm doing shit.
not people barracking for you, though.
Oh, barracking for you. I'm doing that every time someone makes a pun.
What's going on, buddy? How are the rolls treating you?
Pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Do you need a cuddle?
No.
You need to hit.
Yeah, that would be good.
It's on.
So
So,
it needs advantage on every attack.
I don't think you rolled anything over a natural 10 for the night.
I think I got an 11.
Maybe once, and that.
And that
Yeah.
was for like a skill check, and that was with advantage and my highest. Like,
That was like
roll.
a survival check.
That was a survival
You still
check, yeah.
managed to muck it up.
Yeah, somehow.
What have you got, like +6 to that or something?
Something. I don't think it's that much.
No, the only thing you ever did good was recalling lore about hags, and that's the only thing you did.
I didn't even do it. Elavera did.
And you helped.
You gave her advantage on that. That's
The old
yeah.
Griever knowing some things.
Yeah.
What's a Griever?
You check out
Oh,
the first episode of.
if you haven't seen the first episode, go back and look at it at B&B. You'll see what Grievers are.
It's just us talking really stupid shit again, like normal.
I watched most of that.
Yeah, how much did you watch?
35, maybe 40
So you
minutes
didn't
of
get
it?
to the part where we shat on you?
Yeah, no, that was in there.
That was the entire thing.
That was in there. Some fantastic.
Can you repeat at this one?
Awesome.
Grievers.
No, Shadow.
Oh, of course.
Shout
yeah.
out, Jason.
No, yeah. I mean, like, if you guys don't know, obviously this world is quite homebrewed, but once again, Matt is actually the idea man. I can't think of words. Intellectual proprietor of Grievers.
He created them.
That's
What that means.
It's one way
Matt
to say it.
created them.
He
When you
created
said I
them.
had an idea and you liked it, so you used
Well,
it.
hold on.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you create griefers or grievers?
Sorry?
Did you create griefers or grievers?
Both.
Yes.
I like it.
Grievers.
Because I think you created grievers and then somehow it got bastardized.
Grievers are the ones that are in this one, they go after the bad guys. Griefers, they
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 go,
play
they go into Minecraft servers.
No, griefers, they're the ones that, like, when you owe the Dwarven Guilds money, they come and take your stuff.
Wait, calls grief.
That's a griefer. Yeah.
Is that an actual thing?
Sorry?
Is that an actual thing?
Is
Yeah,
now.
so I've got a homebrew wall, well, that's a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, like, it's really, like, it's something that shouldn't come up in a game, but because how players work, it does.
Yeah, makes sense.
Hoboing.
Not even murder hoboing.
Just hoboing.
Just hobos. They're just homeless. They don't do much.
But it is the Dwarven Guilds that have
Yeah.
Now,
repo.
obviously, you two were pretty drunk at the start of the last session, not in real life, in character.
A little bit in real life.
How do you feel the first fight went down with the bandits?
I'm going to say, even like before that, well, no, was it before that fight or after that fight? When did we sleep?
After.
After the fight.
After.
I think the fight with the bandits was disappointing.
Yeah.
We had like 2 weeks to prepare for that. Like super excited, like Shet's killed us all. Kind of the banter going backwards and forwards on like Facebook was amazing. And then suggestion.
It's the first time I've actually seen suggestion
Spoiler.
used in combat properly. Because obviously, if you're suggestion, it's verbal component, so you have to actually mutter an incantation before you say the spell or say whatever you want to suggest. And the fact that she rolled a nat 20, once again, classic Micah, on her stealth check. So much more good.
See, I've seen suggestion used, and this has been a discussion I've seen on Reddit and different things, where suggestion is used where the suggestion itself can be the verbal component, but that doesn't make any sense.
No, it makes something like subtle spell that a sorcerer has pretty redundant.
It does. Like
I think his Reverence Jeremy Crawford answered that every spell that has a verbal component, even if it's like one of the talking ones like command or suggestion, it's just like there is some mystical chanting you have to do.
Yeah.
And you make up how that works, but there's got to be that component.
and you can do it
So to make things fair, like what the way I ruled it was, you can try and say it subtly, because these bandits were so far away. Obviously, if she's gone and then says something, that's why I made it a stealth versus perception check.
Yeah, okay. So it's not so much like the Jedi mind trick of like, these are not the droids you're looking at.
That's how a sorcerer with subtle spell meta magic could do it, because he doesn't need the verbal components. So just say the suggestion in it.
All he really does is look at something and it happens. There's no tangible way to realise that. He'll just say it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to chant or anything. He's just like, he's like, I'm going to do a subtle spell. And he says a suggestion and no one has any idea what happens.
Yeah. See, this is where
Cool.
Jeremy Crawford actually tweets Matt.
Yeah, they
for
go back and
rulings.
forth for a while.
When Jeremy Crawford can't answer something, he calls Matt.
It's a lot of one-sided back and forth. It's just like me asking him questions and him not giving me the answers.
Yeah, just a wall of messages from you, please.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he knows that you already know the answer. He knows that you know the answer. You're just looking at him for like
I'm testing him.
Yeah.
So, you guys ended up getting into the camp, all that sort of a thing, and how you guys travelling at the moment? Where's the party dynamics?
Well, he's bloody comfortable to sleep on.
No, that's right. You
IRL
guys had your little sleeping section.
Like in real life and
cute.
in game, Chalker and Lance are both equally comfortable to sleep on.
It does. I don't really picture Marcus on top of Lance, like trying to sleep. Like Marcus is double his size, like thickness and like muscle
think they're two
density.
Cs.
I see it kind of like Big Spoon, Little Spoon, you know? Like they were keeping each other warm in the cold.
How do you feel about that?
I just kind of imagine me lying down prone and just like his like dragon head resting on my shoulder like a big kitty.
Yeah, pretty much. And it was nice. He gave me a little scratch halfway through. I was like, that's good. And then some freaking bard idiot woke us up with some music.
Hey, he gave you 10 hit points. He's nice.
Yeah, we were sleeping.
Yeah, but
It's fine. He was
bards, am I right?
right.
Yeah.
You'll see some good bard memes, or rather anti-bard memes. Check out our Instagram.
Do we have anti-bard memes?
I love anti-bard memes.
Yeah.
I love bards.
You don't have to look hard to find them.
Yeah, they're very, very common.
I love
Bards are the best class.
I wouldn't know. I only got to play one for like an hour of a campaign.
But sometimes you can be a little bit terrible when it comes to playing characters in D&D.
Okay. I created a bard that was, instead of using an instrument or playing anything, he was a poet, and he used poetry to hypnotize people. So he used all these like hypnotic suggestion and different things like that. I came up with 3 pages of
You
spell.
spent more time writing poems for your character than you spent on developing your character.
No, he had good character development. We just didn't get to it.
No, the character development and making the poems was there's a major time spent, and there was no time spent reading what his spells did.
That's very
It's true. It's very true. So I think I had like 4 or 5 different poems for each spell that I could possibly cast. I had 2 pages of Vicious Mockery limericks. Like 2 pages. I'm talking size 10 font, A4 pages, 1 on each line in dot points. And then I tried to hypnotize vampires.
You know, what actually happened was you tried to put undead to sleep despite having a little clear line at the bottom that's saying does not put undead to sleep.
Well, to clarify, what I thought I was casting was hypnotic pattern, which it doesn't say it doesn't affect undead.
You can't sleep.
Instead, I cast sleep.
And you went permanently to sleep after that.
I went permanently to sleep. It was fun. Anyway,
But
that wasn't in
permanently
91 though. That was in.
That was in
another campaign.
Do you mean brutal murder?
Brutalization.
From a
basically.
very good friend of ours. We won't say his full name. We'll call him R.E.
Okay, so back to Natty 1. Lance is a good dad.
Why is he a good dad?
He was just so nice to Oliver. You were just pep talking him, telling him everything was going to be alright. You just had a way with him.
Yeah, well, yeah. I did, didn't I?
And then he got taken, and you failed as a father.
Well, I built Lance with the idea that he's just kind of a normal dude, and he's surrounded by a dragon with poor social skills.
Poor social skills. Have you met Lance?
Huh?
Lance doesn't understand social.
He knows social, just not human social
Yeah,
terms
exactly.
as much.
Yeah.
But as long as there's no like weird.
Kendra's the one who's really, ooh, what's going on?
I think we're all, like, most of us in some way. It's just no social skills for most of
I
us.
feel like Barrack's kind of normal, but he just looks funny and doesn't like people that much.
He cuts himself.
He cut.
Yeah, but he doesn't just walk up to people like, "Hey, I'm Barrack. I like to cut myself." Like,
He doesn't give anyone any warning. He's just like, oh yeah, he's a great man. He'll be a tough.
You can't really
he'll be
say-
a tough guy. He's like,
I'm normal. Cuts myself. Bleeds black. Whip. You have a whip.
I believe it's pronounced.
I don't whip myself.
It's a
This
whip.
guy
For
does.
some reason, you have tats on your head.
Hey, you gotta worship a god somehow, right? We can't demand it.
That's right, you self-flagellated, didn't you?
Yeah.
That once, and then you forgot. So what happens to
I'll
Marcus?
have to delve into
I'll be honest, when I read that they had to self-flagellate, I thought it meant flatulate.
So it's like your thunder breath, but from your ass.
Yes.
Okay.
Thundered from down under.
Can you do that?
Thunder from Down Under.
Can you like go backwards, bend himself over,
Yeah.
and shoot lightning breath out?
Hey, yeah, if I swallow it,
can he?
if I go to like do it, but I swallow really hard as I do it, does it come out the other end?
Maybe.
It's like the opposite of that stuff. You know the drink from the BFG, the frog scuttle, where
Yeah.
it goes
You might
down.
have to try it in the next session.
If this video gets like 1,000 thumbs up, I'll only ever shoot lightning at my ass for the rest of the
You
campaign.
heard it here first, you promise?
Promise.
Scouts on
Can't wait to see how that breaks the game's immersion. Serious moment. Oh yeah, well,
I'm so glad that you did that for camera too. That's amazing. That's gonna be. That is going to be the first 91 GIF I'm gonna make. Just you doing that.
Can I Photoshop some like diarrhea? Like,
Photoshop some lightning.
lightning, real lightning.
real life.
Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening.
Sorry, broken a bit. Okay, so we also got to the actual first round of combat in the second session too, where obviously the very, very aforementioned foreshadowed scarecrows came to life.
They were
As you were
scary.
chasing, were they?
No.
You guys actually destroyed them pretty fast.
Well, one of us.
I was fine.
Yeah, one of
us did not destroy anything.
One of them was headbutting and kicking, but it wasn't really doing much.
Not much else I can do at level 3. I'm not.
No, it was an
Just to clarify, I'm talking about Barrack.
yeah, no, it was an inopportune time to go get food.
Hey, your man's gotta eat.
Man's got
And
it.
bear in mind as well, the other downside is I didn't have my side daggers with me.
Don't you do?
So I had,
They do the same damage.
no, but I didn't get the additional 2 AC the whole time. So I went down, didn't I?
No.
You didn't go.
I almost went down. I was on like no health by then.
Should be right.
Sure, right, mate.
Well, you can roll in like
Obviously, with
20.
Scarecrow's vulnerable to fire, so the Light Cleric had a bit of a field day.
Yeah, but we know Sarah. Fire's her thing.
It is her thing, she's quite fiery.
Especially when there's players in the way.
A bit of Burning Hands was good, and you know, obviously a bit of a scary start with getting paralysed, both Alavera and
Yeah.
Marcus, but then
Yeah.
after that, you guys had smooth sailing, really.
I'll be honest, my neck was starting to hurt.
Yeah, you stayed paralysed the whole time.
Well, except when the dog walked out of the room and I had to go pick the dog up and take it back into the bedroom.
And then
And I
you.
got up. And then I had to roll dice.
So, any speculations, guys? Like, what's happening? What's going on in the world? You know.
I reckon if I was to try and guess exactly what was going to happen in the entire next episode,
It was Barrack the whole time.
Yeah,
That's
Barrack.
why it's hitting nothing.
as a I don't know if I said this on let's say on stream. It's not really a stream.
On screen.
On screen. But I reckon Barrack in his past life, or even in the future,
Was a frog.
no, he's probably going to work in like a morgue as like a mortician, because then he could be a Barack Obama.
Can we have a little thing that says pun counter 1?
We're beyond one.
Gonna have
I'm just at one.
want to stab Jason counter 1.
At some point, he's
He's acknowledging it.
Yeah, exactly. Should that was my fault. Apologies. Well,
You just give him power.
that's it. Pun comes from power.
unlimited power.
The thing is, the way that puns work is the angrier and the more annoyed you get, the more it empowers the pun maker.
That's why I just gave no reaction.
No, I'll be
So I
honest.
don't acknowledge
You're
him.
basically
I'll be
a noble
honest.
gas.
I'll be honest. The worst thing you could do for me when I make a pun is actually laugh, because I don't aim for laughing. I aim for that silence of disappointment. That's what I go for.
Disappointment.
Yeah, every time.
Well, we should probably get into looking at Mr. Chalker here. Mr. Matthew
Yes, some
Chalker.
lore.
What law?
Lay down the L-O-R-E.
The L-O-R-E. The Lori.
Hello, Ari.
I am the Lorax.
The Lorax. Alright, so
For the
Hold on,
truth.
hold on.
Dude.
Okay.
It's Sylvan.
So, we got a little bit of a rule quick round. So I'm going to say a condition and you got to tell me what it entails. Alright. So we'll start easy. The first one is the condition of being frightened.
Frightened.
Mm-hmm.
I think the frightened base is you have disadvantage on attacking the source of your fear, and you can't voluntarily move towards it.
Oh, okay, that's one. 1 for 1. Right, ready? Any of
Wait,
you guys?
do the things attacking you not get advantage on you as well?
No,
Oh, that's poison.
Okay.
no, it's not either.
Question number 2. Charmed.
The thing that you're charmed by, you regard it as a friend. You like heed its stuff. You can't willingly attack it. You can't willingly attack it, and I think depending on what it is, sometimes some charms you have to regard it as a trusted, heeded friend. But they're usually charmed has like a secondary thing with the effect that it gives it. But charmed itself is just you can't attack the target.
Pretty good. Pretty good. There's also advantage on any charisma checks to do with the charm target from the charmer. It's another part that I didn't actually know until I read it tonight. Okay, cool. And then the
Shame my charisma's
last
annoying.
round. What is the proper way to do a critical strike, do you reckon, Mr. Chalker? Let's take your word for it.
Roll natural 20.
That's. I guess that is. the
Is
best
it
way
roll?
to
Is
do
it roll double the dice, or is it double the value of the dice, or is it take the whole damage and then roll the dice again?
Okay, so
That's a variant rule.
What?
That's a
Okay,
thing. So basically, say you have 2d8, you get 2d8, so 16 damage, and then you roll another 2d8 and add on top of that.
see that?
But isn't that exactly the same as just rolling twice as many dice?
Well,
That's
Okay,
literally
because
no.
you have guaranteed max damage on half of the dice.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Oh, you take max
So
damage.
let's
on two
say
dice.
you hit someone
Sorry,
with
I
a
didn't
short
know.
sword, so it's
Yeah,
d6.
yeah.
So you get your 6 plus your modifier, and then roll another d6 on
Oh,
top.
okay.
Variant for crit. So it means. Oh, what do you think?
It means that at any point, Marcus's highest crit strike at later levels will be D10 plus his modifier, so we'll get an instant 15 damage plus a D10. The only problem is when an enemy does the same thing. When a Tarrasque swings at you, his minimum damage becomes like 100, like 60 or something.
Yeah, you instant.
So
you instant die.
it's wildly skewed in favour of the monsters.
good.
Wildly skewed.
Good, says the DM. We found a murder hobo. We knew you were a murder hobo.
Yes.
From
Isn't the DM the biggest murder hobo of the party? Really, when you think about it?
when you
Yeah,
DM.
because when you roll the dice, like, hey, okay, it's a 1 there with that critical strike, but I want to do a lot of damage, so it's actually an 8. So that's double that. That's 16.
It's true. So
So you just have an admitted fudger.
Oh, Nick fudges his rolls almost
I like
never.
fudge.
Nick loves fudge. We all love fudge.
I don't think there's anything wrong with fudging some rolls for the sake of story, as long as you're not being a dick.
Sometimes it rolls a 1. Oh, no, Marcus needs to go down. That's an 8. Yeah, he goes
Okay,
down.
not like that, but more of like parties like about to like TPK and you're like rolled third nat 20 in a row and you're like,
Scouts on, I haven't fudged any rolls yet in this campaign. I've fudged rolls before in the past, but only to help.
I've fudged rolls in the past to help them. I've stopped doing that in the new game then running, which resulted in Nick's character dying.
Yeah, they went dead.
yeah.
I think in anything I've DM'd, the only thing that I don't so much fudge it, but I don't really have hard. I don't know if you guys do this, but I don't really have hard sets for like DCs for things. So I won't really necessarily determine the DC so much as I'll. If they roll obviously low, it obviously fails. If they roll really high, it passes. But if they're like in that middle ground, I'll be like, what makes sense for the cool thematic?
Do you have a DM screen?
Yeah,
The proper one?
yeah.
It's got little things there, so 10 for easy, 15 for medium, 20 for difficult.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying is like if it's kind of in that middle range, and I go, well, what would make it cooler in this moment?
Yeah.
If they're like right in that 50-50, somewhere in like the, I don't know, 10 to, or like 9 to 13 or 14, I'll be like,
Well, yeah, that sort of thing is good, I reckon, in regards to someone who's not proficient in something. So say someone's roll an Arcana check with some ancient magic and they're a fighter. If they roll, say, a 21, you give them the knowledge that's best suited there towards their
yeah.
sort of ability to understand. Whereas,
Well, that being said, remember you're the DM, so if a fighter says, can I, what do I recall, any
usually
information?
I'm
You just say no.
nothing.
It's a DM.
So the player doesn't say, I make this roll, the player says, this is what I want to do, and then the DM says,
Yeah.
you get to do this roll.
Well, that actually happened on the episode where obviously Alavera and you guys were trying to recall information about what could be causing things, and then Pete wanted to do it with Chef too, but I sort of said to Chef, you don't really know as much as what these two
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, well,
Because he deals with bounties like humans, not so much supernatural creatures.
So depending on your backstory, there's like some esoteric knowledge, someone that's probably a sage or has a high arcana skill, someone who is a wizard might have that knowledge.
Yeah.
Whereas someone like Marcus, who lived in a cloister for a long time,
Yeah.
probably doesn't know stuff about some things.
I don't know. I mean, I would have read a lot because
I know the religious texts and religious
Yeah.
things, but
Yeah.
the actual magical things, there wouldn't be so much access.
No, like, but and then like with my campaign, like you guys have all played in a campaign where I've DM'd, and I'm very. I don't tend to make people roll for a lot of things
No.
necessarily, like unless it's something that has a high chance of potentially failing, potentially succeeding, or if it's an unknown scenario. But quite often, if you know something, you know something. In my opinion.
Yeah.
But,
It just depends. So I'll call for a roll when a roll needs to, and that's usually when when it's time sensitive. So if you were to fail your roll, there's a consequence. But say like you're idling, doing nothing, you probably don't have to roll for anything because there's nothing really stopping you from
Yeah.
succeeding.
yeah, sure.
Like if you say, I want to climb up that wall, and you have an hour to do it, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, you can't really roll flex, you just can't take your time to do it. Whereas if you're getting chased down by a bunch of wolves,
Yeah, you're
like, I
trying
want to
fast.
climb the walls, like, you have 1 round to do it, make your athletics,
Yeah.
and try to scramble.
I guess, and the only place where I think that's different is with investigation. Like even if you've got all the time in the world,
Yeah.
What I find
you can
in-
still miss something or whatever.
yeah, and even like it could also be indicative of like your willingness to continue looking because you just kind of give it the once over and then get bored. You know, where you don't have the.
Is that a Marcus thing to do? Just
I think he is ADD.
Once again,
beyond
that
belief.
calls into the whole perception versus investigation thing as well. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, it depends how you play it, but a lot of people do get them wrong. But perception is the act of sort of finding the thing, and investigation is cluing it together.
Yeah.
Investigation is using like logic and deduction.
Yeah.
So you say, I look for a trapdoor. You're like,
Perception.
Perception. But then you're like, you see a mechanism. How do I figure it out? Investigation.
Although, as many people have pointed out on many of our memes that I put up or that we put up, pointed things out. Your game is your game.
Exactly, and just have fun with it. That's the big thing, yeah.
But this is cool.
Yeah.
Banter.
Your game is always your game. The only reason I enjoy the rules so much because it sets up this like it gives you a consistency because then one day you might make a ruling real and then it might come up later and be like, holy crap, if I follow that same ruling, this breaks something or this makes this trivializes or makes something.
Yeah. Got
Yeah.
to game design.
Yeah, not to mention guys like Jeremy Crawford and the others.
They've only been doing it forever.
Yeah, they created a game. You know, we're in 5th edition. There's been so many editions, and they're arguably
You can always
balanced in a certain way for some
argue
reason.
it's definitely you can never get it perfect, but it's consistent and that's important.
I know, we've all played
Because
four.
when you have a when you have a consistent system, that means you can quantify. You know what your character's about, what they can do. There's not really. It helps you understand and flesh your character out if you know what their skills are and what they actually mean.
And not to mention, I love playing in games with you, Matt, because then I don't need to read the rulebook. It helps.
Here's the rule. Well, I mean, there's been a few times where I've obviously had to double check something with Matt, but it's just really good to be able to have that sort of easy,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we should get back to some banter.
Yeah, banter's good. So, what got you into D&D, Matthew? This is the question.
Mutual friend of ours. he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna start playing this game." He's like, "Okay, what is it? So is it like a board game?" He's like, "Yeah, kind of. It's Dungeons and Dragons." I'm like, "Oh boy, mate, that sounds like a real nerdy thing to do." And I said no at first because I'm like, I'm not a nerd, but I was like, well, I am.
Then you realised.
The idea of role playing at a table, like just with my imagination, was kind of foreign. So I was like, can that really be fun? Can I spend 4 hours pretending to do something? And then when I did, I was like, I absolutely can.
You can't spend 4 hours, you can spend 6.
Yeah, well, the session I ever played was a 4-hour session where I had created my paladin, Vengeance Paladin. So he was like a classic, edgy, plated avenger who
Everyone's first character is an edgelord.
righteously slew goblins.
My first character was not an edgelord.
It was fantastic. Oh, yeah, your character was I don't even know. He was just I don't even know. He was a deviant. He was a deviant. He was like a player.
Well, that's what they say. They say everyone's first character is pretty much just an extension of himself, so makes sense.
Well,
My first
eventually I got into the game that he got introduced into too,
yeah.
and that was my first character was a bard. So bards always have a special place in my heart.
Mine was an alcoholic dragonborn.
Yes, it was.
What does that say about me?
And then your next character was an alcoholic turtle.
Yes. Actually, there was an alcoholic buy in there somewhere at some point too.
We're all seeing that Barrack shouldn't have been a human. He should have been a lizard folk because you got a real like scaly thing going on.
Yeah.
Scale thing.
Honestly, kind of wanted to be a turtle again, but I was like, no.
Actually curious, how long have you been playing?
As long as you give a few.
Was it still 5th edition when you started?
Yeah, it was 5th edition when we
Yeah,
started.
see that shows how old I am. Because
See,
I started playing, my first, like I stopped playing in the middle, but my first game I played was, I think, 2nd edition.
I played 1 or 2 sessions of Pathfinder, but I was nowhere near invested enough to get so deep into
Yeah,
the
Pathfinder's
system.
math.
But
So it's 3.5, isn't it?
Yeah.
3.5 had a bit more. 4 was really...
I actually really liked 3.5 quite a bit. I liked the wizards were broken in 3.5.
I read about it, and even though I like rules, I got overcome by how many rules there were. And keeping track of it just seemed like a nightmare.
Yeah. There was a lot of time in I remember 3.5 being, hold on, let me check for that. 15 minutes later. Alright, here it is.
5e is just really good, simple, consistent.
Yeah, just advantage or disadvantage on like.
And it's really easy to build upon those rules too if you want to suit your level.
Exactly, and it's not difficult to remember, and people like Bailey can play it.
Exactly.
It's also really forgivable. I think 5th edition compared to 3.5, 3.5 was, the rules were so all over the place that you could get punished very easily if like a rule was not followed correctly and stuff like that. In 5th, as a DM, if you don't know the rule, you have kind of freedom to kind of just make it up a little bit, like decide what happens.
Or just ask me because I'm.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying if like in one of those sessions, in one of those sessions where you don't have that, you just kind of go, well, this is kind of what makes sense, what would happen at that moment, so we'll go with that.
Yeah. So moving on.
The only problem I've ever had with rule of cool was when I think about it, it's like, alright, if I let this rule of cool happen, does this give this player one leg up permanently over every other player? Because now they've allowed this to happen, does this give them an advantage that puts them above everyone else?
Yeah, like a slippery slope.
And then I have to say, that now that I've made this rule of cool, now it has to be consistent and anyone can adhere to this rule of cool.
Yeah. I know that's come up before with me in a game with essentially wanting to grapple on an attack of opportunity or whatever, but I think Tavern Brawler lets you do that or something. So if the DM says like, oh yeah, rule of cool, I'll let you do it, they're essentially getting a free feat. Almost.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's
There are a lot of game breaking things you can do with rule of cool.
Yeah.
I mean the whole like reduce and mage hand idea.
Oh, the one thing in my game.
reduce mage hand.
No reduce
Auto fly gnome. Yeah.
In my game, someone tried to say, can I use my mage hand to like set off like one of these guys, like a alchemist fireball?
Yeah.
Can I set it off on top of him? And I was like, if I adhere to the rule of cool, yeah, sure, make a roll for it. I was like, but at the same time,
Arcane hand.
the arcane trickster has a specific feature that lets him do that. So it's like, I would like. It would be kind of cool to do it, but at the same time, you've made a character choice to do this.
Yeah.
So work within the bounds of the character you've made.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, we all know that if you ask Olivera, Mage Hand is there to pinch people's bombs.
It's true.
It's literally its design.
Yeah, they're not wrong.
Whenever I've used Mage Hand, my favourite application of Mage Hand is to make it feed me my own drink without using my actual hand. So I'll just like put my hands on the table and this.
Olivera did that one too.
It
Yeah.
looks pretty badass.
It does. I still.
Or it's like a really good power move. So when you like try and negotiate a table, you sort of lean back and let your Mage Hand push like a drink or a pen forward as they're signing a contract.
Well,
It's good for power moves.
I want to have like a character that has Mage Hand and just challenge someone to a game of chess, and just sit there moving the chess pieces.
Stroking your beard as
Yeah.
you make it.
It moves, and then cast suggestion on them to like make a bad move. Like I don't know.
There's also the other rule cool, another game breaking thing you can try and do, which I read about, was the old druid turning into a horse and selling him to a stable or a market. And then
Infinite
obviously,
money.
yeah, infinite money. So cycle the horse.
Okay, if I die, when Nick kills
Come
Marcus,
on.
how many of my characters have you killed in campaigns?
In fairness, I'm pretty sure all of them have not been my fault.
In fairness, I worked this out the other day. Every single character that I've had die in any of your campaigns have not been from me failing my third death save. Ever.
Oh.
Like, Kittrell got spiked into the ground by a flying dude. But the last campaign I got fireballed by our own teammate, and then the other one, the same campaign, petrified to death.
Hey, who was the teammate that fireballed you to death?
Yeah, our current cleric, who also has fireball because she's like, I'll play the healer as long as I can
have
still
fire.
fireball my party members. And then Kaltor got left petrified in a Greater Basilisk Glare, and then the other character Petrie, who I really want to bring back sometime.
Petrie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Petrie was literally, if you've seen Land Before Time, Petrie, the character from Land Before Time, the dinosaur little cartoon.
Oh, I thought you were saying Lamb before.
No, Land. You know the Land Before Time.
You're talking about Jesus Christ.
The Lamb Before Time.
No, you know the Land. You know the dinosaur movie, Land Before Time.
No.
Which
No,
one? 1, 2, 3, 4,
The first one. The first one with Petrie. He was like this little short. Was he?
Like a pterodactyl or something?
No, in that I'm talking about the character.
Stegosaurus.
No, it wasn't Stegosaurus. He was like the little running dinosaur with the.
Oh, the Crestodon.
Yeah, that thing. The Mohawkadon. Yeah, cassowary. Okay, it was an emu. And he just got full psychic damaged, completely to death.
He did. It was...
Full death.
We'll have to go over that in context.
I want to roll death saves for myself at some point
Yeah.
and actually get to live on my own.
I think Marcus is the first character that.
The whole party hasn't wanted dead.
No, not that just hasn't had like a perceivable mental disability.
Perceivable.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to Lance, there was that whole thing of being a bit scared of him after the self-flagellation.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing.
I don't know if
He
he's scared.
That
self-flagellates.
wasn't mental. I was like, well, what the hell?
What the heck?
There's.
What is this favourite?
I'm not gonna give away too much, but there's definitely some mental stuff going on in his head.
Oh, I bet.
You self-flagellated.
Yeah, there's some emotional scars happened from.
Battle scars.
Okay, anyway, this isn't about Marcus. This is about Lance.
Yes, so...
I created him with the idea that he's just like basically a normal wood elf who lived on the borders of his homeland, fending off orcish scouting or raiding parties, and nothing bad ever happened to him.
So that's why Lance sort of got a bit iffy when it came to the wreckage on the side of the road, and there was
Oh, I forgot that.
Yeah.
some stuff. You were like, cool.
Lance has a unabiding hate for orcs.
Yeah,
We'll get along well.
that's true. So what was your inspiration for Lance? Like, where did it come from?
I was at work a few months ago. No, it was like last month actually. And I had like a 15-minute break, and I was thinking about Lance and where I got the inspiration from, and I realised that, like, he was inspired by Rocket Raccoon. From
Guardian of the Galaxy.
Guardian of the Galaxy. He was inspired by Rocket Raccoon.
Does that mean I can call you Trash Panda?
Oh, Colin, fair enough.
Well, I guess I was calling just
Call him Trashy Knife.
I call him a Terran.
I'm gonna play. If I die, I'm gonna play a druid called Groot.
So,
A treant. Can I play a treant called Groot?
Rocky Raccoon.
No, it's played an awakened plant.
Yeah, or treant.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was inspired by Rocket Raccoon, and now some of the things I'm thinking like, alright, Lance is a 75-year-old wood elf, and he's relatively young, and he's a wood elf, so he's an elf, so he's naturally like kind of emotional. He's they kind of lean on that side of having their emotions on their sleeve, and so anytime something happens, he can tend to overreact to things.
Yeah.
And so I think with the mindset of Lance is 75 years old, but in elf years, if you compare it to human years, he's 10.
Yeah.
He's 10 and he doesn't understand human nature, and he doesn't like being told what to do, so he's very bitey.
He also certainly doesn't like religion of the humans,
Yeah,
does he?
interesting.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So
It's like, you filthy.
we'll get into the religions a bit later because obviously some people are like, "Well, religion, how does it work?"
I mean, it's like
Are you talking in real life or in the game?
Both.
But
Yeah,
so
because there's a lot of people who don't understand
Yeah.
religion.
like we know that all the races like can adhere to religions, but for elves it's different. Like elves don't get the same. They don't have the same link to the deities that every other race has.
Yeah. Which you'll find out
Yeah.
through the story, I guess. That's cool. So it's really interesting because like in terms of your characters, from when I've played with you and done all that sort of thing, you usually tend towards that sort of holy paladin or like fighter or gusto. It's really interesting seeing.
heavy armor.
Yeah, it's been really interesting seeing that real sort of. It's. I mean, you still play with confidence because that's just you. But going from that, but Lance is a lot more soft-spoken than a lot of the characters I've seen you play before, which has been really cool.
Which is difficult for me because now I'm trying to project my voice, but then I'm usually used to playing someone who's got like a big shield or a big weapon who usually just muscles his way into a bar.
someone that throws a turtle across the room.
Yeah.
That was fun to try and figure out what the lasting effects of that would be.
My natural go-to character is a strength plate wearing boisterous.
Yeah, that's true.
Very boisterous.
Maximum intelligence of 10, usually.
Actually, I think I made one in another game who was a barbarian, and the stat was strength first, intelligence second, then con and dex.
Wow.
Yeah. And his background was a sage.
Well,
Interesting.
It was
Sage
very-
Barbarian.
It was sage barbarian.
Was he also an orc?
No, he was a Goliath.
Oh, yeah.
He had 16 intelligence and matched the wizard in the party.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Sage
It
barbarian.
didn't last too long
No.
because I felt like I was upstaging the wizard too much with my knowledge. So I felt like, alright, I've only got one of those in the party. I came on as a set character, and then I returned with another character. I can't remember who it was.
What has been your most favourite character you've played so far in your D&D years?
DM.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get maybe a one shot or three.
Yeah, I've been one shot with you playing.
My favourite character I ever played was. That's hard to know. There's been so many. I played a Vengeance Paladin. That was my first one. You always have a kind of love for your first character.
Everyone
It's
remembers
true,
their first
Yeah,
character.
and he was like a classic edgy Vengeance Paladin, hell bent on destroying evil
Yeah.
and doing questionable good. And then after that, I played. I played like a Jackal Man. He was pretty powerful. I rolled super well for him. I liked him a lot. I played a Half-Elf Pirate. He got stabbed to death by pixies. It was unceremonious. I played.
Is that what inspired your pirate campaign that we did the one shot off?
No.
Or was it two-shot?
It was two shot. Yeah, the character was inspired by that campaign.
Oh, really? Yeah.
That one
fun.
shot.
That was
And then I played Blood Hunter, Ghost Slayer as well. I played him for a couple of sessions to stand in for when my pirate got stabbed to death by pixies. And then
It's a rough way to go.
I played two paladins. I played it's an Oath of the Ancients paladin. I really enjoyed him, but I think paladin's one of my go-tos. But when I first started playing, I got a lot of I blent into the class and the powers the class came with. But now I've kind of landed in this spot where there's not really a favourite character for me to play, where it's more so I could play any class, and now I'm at the point where I could role play any class. What makes a character for me now is his role play and his ability. Because when I first played a fight, like, this is boring, and that's because I didn't know how to role play it like anything else. Whereas now I can play a fighter and really enjoy him, which is like
Just don't play him like your brother.
yeah, his rolls ones for everything.
That's not.
No, it's the you were talking about like mental disorder characters. Oh my gosh, what was his name?
He every character he makes, every character my brother,
Giorgio. Oh,
every character my brother makes is borderline psychopath.
well, because you stopped playing before he brought that character in because he was still the druid.
I was playing the one character that was holding the game together.
Yes, literally. It's how everything fell apart after that.
It's up to you.
Everything. Oh man, but his character would like walk out and then walk back in every time someone new came in. He'd be like, "I haven't introduced myself." Walk out, walk back in, and give his big bravado introduction every single time.
Sounds like a bard.
He did it. There were 4 new people at a table. He did it 4 times in a row at the table with his cape of billowing
That's
the whole
fantastic.
time.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's roleplay. It makes the good stuff.
I used to bait him into it. I used to like, if he forgot, I'd remind him. He'd be like, "Hey, you haven't introduced yourself to these people." He's like, "He did it in the middle of battle." It's like, "Oh, I haven't." Walked out, walked back in. We're fighting something. He's like, "I am Georgius, son of Georgius," or whatever it was. It's like, oh dear. Love you, Andrew.
Between Lance, my two I started the game by thinking maybe I'll make a half dwarf paladin, and that quickly.
Half dwarf. Is that what it is?
Well, it's not a technical thing, but I figured if a half elf can be a thing and a half orc can be a thing, why can't?
Well, we sort of talked, and we were going to reskin the
shorter
Oath
or
of the
taller?
Ancients
Yeah,
to the Oath of the Anvil, so it's basically
same thing, but
same thing, just skinned differently.
yeah.
Would it be taller or shorter? What was it? The other half human.
Slightly taller.
So the half.
So slightly taller, not as broad.
Could you have a half dwarf, half halfling?
Half dwarf,
Is that
half
a
orc.
quarterling or a 3/4ling?
A 3/4 dwarfling. I don't know.
Don't know. I think because of the I can't remember what it is, but when humans half breed, that's when they create half classes. When anything else breeds, there's always like one more dominant thing, and it just ends up being that thing.
Or as the Americans call them, people from Louisiana.
Oof. Ooh.
I don't know.
I know that.
In the south, somewhere in the south. It's I think the yokels or whatever they call them.
Someone asked.
Our version of Bogans, whatever they call Bogans over there.
Someone asked me in my game a couple nights ago. He said, "What's usually what's usually the parent of a half orc?" And I just looked him dead in the eyes and said, "It's usually an orc."
Yeah, that's true.
Usually a parent of a half orc.
Yeah, and
It's usually an orc.
Yeah, it's usually an orc. You know, to get up. You know, if you want to be half of an orc, you get to have an orc for the parent.
An orc and a human.
Usually.
That sounds like a horrible, horrible night.
Apparently, I think according to the law, the mothers just die in childbirth because they're feeding through a fat orc baby.
I'm surprised the mothers don't die during conception. I suppose then there wouldn't be a half orc.
And I think like they're mostly just like rape babies. It's
So I
unfortunate.
figured.
It is unfortunate, and that's why half orcs are sort of
So
haunted race. But a lot of the half races are haunted. That they don't really fit into any society.
Yeah,
let's just take a moment to be so glad that
except for
it's-
halflings.
Let's just take a moment to be
Everyone
so glad that it's fantasy and it's not real.
If you could be a half race yourself, what would you be?
Half Asian. Straight up.
That's really good. I like
Like in
it.
every single way, that would be better than just straight, not Asian in any way.
And what is your reasoning for that, Jason?
In my opinion, generally better looking, age better. I mean, without getting flagged for demonetization, generally smarter in some ways.
Positive racism.
I am smart.
It is a thing.
Yeah, I am smart.
Yeah, well, you
Sure.
can memorize an entire player's handbook and every single other
He can
part.
do math a lot faster than I can too. I like look at my dice and I'm like, and then he's like this, and I'm like,
Yeah.
thanks, man.
I end up for most of the games I play, there's just people that can't do math, and so I just look at their die, and when they roll, I just tell them what the numbers because I remember their stats as well.
Thank
this
goodness,
guy-
thank goodness you're sitting next to Micah.
This guy legitimately doesn't even have his character sheet ever. It's like it's all in his head. Every time he's on his phone, he's not looking at like some character sheet. It's usually a message. But
Yeah.
it's like.
Or a really obscure rule.
It's why I'm always like worried. Like I know you're not, but I'm always worried that you just like making it up because it's never there to see. So
Well,
that's and you always roll stupid high, so it's always like roll 21. You're like, why is this always 20 like in the 20s?
And his skills are ridiculous on lands, like
Oh, yeah,
the
well,
pluses he gets.
Rogue.
I think I've got expertise in 3 things. No.
Yeah, he's playing scout. That's why I'm
Yeah.
scout.
Oh, yeah.
Wait till you get to high level rogue where you get like plus 10 to 50% of your freaking rolls.
Wrong. The plus 10's not the big thing. It's when I get level 10 and I can't roll below a 10.
Reliable talent.
So, like, literally, if I roll a stealth roll, it's like, hey, Nick, the minimum for this roll is 22. Do I need to roll?
Oh wait, so is that's a 10 on the dice roll or is it 10 in total?
If
So
anything,
reliable talent means you just make your dice roll 10.
if I roll...
Yeah, dice roll, so you add your
Yeah.
modifiers on top.
Yeah.
I thought it was just that the roll was.
If I do that, it's 11. Okay, 11 plus 1. If I roll a 4, reliable talent says
10.
you roll a 4, that's a 10. Add your modifier to the 10.
I'm glad that you got a dice to show me what a roll looks like.
That's what they're there for. That was planned.
I don't know what it is, but if numbers are in front of me on a piece of paper, if I write it down, my math is fine. For some reason, on a dice, 12 plus 6 confuses me if it's on a dice.
What's 12 plus 6?
18. But if it's on a dice,
Hey, let's
give me like what?
Okay,
what am I
your modifier is plus 7.
Add those.
Oh, look, add them together.
Yeah.
19. But plus 7 is 17 plus 7. 24.
Yeah. If you're making it...
Like, 17, if I had to say 17 plus 7, then do it in my head.
If you're making it an attack,
Yeah.
that would be 23
20.
for you.
23. So
Because
I said plus 4. 21.
It'd be 23 for you because you have plus 4 strength there, your proficiency is plus
On my character, he was saying it was plus 7.
Yeah, but which on you?
But if it was Marcus, it'd be a 23 and you'd be doing a d4 plus 4 damage.
Yes.
If you
If
were
it was
throwing...
mine, it would be 22.
What if I was throwing my Kensei weapon and I'd empowered it?
No, it's still the
Doesn't
same.
that just
Same amount
add
for the attack.
proficiency?
2d4.
See if Will's master.
Have you ever actually played a Kensei monk?
No.
He just had a brother who played one really badly.
Challenge accepted.
No. No. That.
I mean, I learn all the classes and races and what they can do because then when specific story moments come up in my own games, I can give a player a tailored item for them that works for their class.
Yeah.
And if I understand the mechanics, I can make rulings much better.
See, this is why you would be such a better DM than Nick.
Yeah.
It also helps with new players a lot too, because most new players can't be bothered reading their whole class
That's
thing,
why
and they're like, "Hey, how does this work?"
I mean, Micah and Sarah are still generally new. Genuinely.
Pete is too. Like
And Pete as well, yeah.
Pete loves D&D. He's obsessed. Like loves it. He has more dice than Micah, but he has only played a handful of games.
And it's great. It's great in this sort of party having 3 DMs in that sense to help the party go around and do things. It's good.
Yeah.
Makes things easy.
I mean,
I'm like the only middle ground player. You've got 3 like veteran DMs.
yeah, but what you are is a phenomenal role player.
Micah's sort of at that level too. It's mainly Sarah and Pete who are still
The new
getting. But
Damn it, Sarah and Pete, get better.
Yeah.
Pete's getting good with his roleplay too. I'm really liking him. Starting to really play. Except when he misty steps into a really dumb situation.
at least it fixed itself.
Yeah, at least he didn't walk into a hag and infested wood by himself.
Yeah, that
That would be
What?
Why
Why would
dumb.
anyone
That's-
ever do that?
That is never going to happen because we're only talking about episode 2.
No, I mean, we've got 3 DMs, and as a DM, you'd know not to try and one-on-one a hag
It's true.
at level 3.
It's true. You would definitely not walk into it. It's almost like we've rolled portent, like Micah, and just have seen into the
Glimpse into the void.
void. This is 40k.
Into the Shire.
This is 40k. We just did it to Chaos Marines. Huh?
Well, we should probably drop a little bit more lore because people are probably thinking, "What is this? Hey, can we get a little map on the
Can we
screen
get a
here,
time
Bailey?"
check? How long have we been going?
That's fine. We're
Let me
not
check my watch.
Yeah, we're all good. We're all good.
No.
Is the map up yet, Bailey?
Maybe.
Have you checked?
Right here.
So, this
I
here,
have so much fun doing that intro. Dad's looking at
This-
Bailey going,
they can't see you. There's a map in the way. I hope. So
Or maybe I've just left it and now it's up.
maybe we'll.
Or maybe I put it back down and now it's back up again.
you know what you should do? Take half the map down Just put a hole so that you can see our
Maybe
faces.
the map has been up the whole time.
Yeah.
There's been no camera
It
footage.
could just be little corners that are not there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's entirely possible. Like every episode so far, the audio's just
so let's
killed us.
clarify a few things because I know a couple of you guys as players are still not sure of how this is working.
Yes.
The world is called Shyath. So Shyath is everything. The
What?
whole-
Yeah, I still thought Shyath was the continent, Dreadnought was the country.
No, so it's the other way around. So
Trinithor's a continent.
Dreadnought is the continent you are currently on, which is this map right here.
So
This
what
is
country are we in?
Dreadnought. Or
It's like Australia.
So it's like Australia.
So technically, Dreadnought is split up into four things. You've got this bottom part here. Are you highlighting it, Bailey?
No.
This is the Republic.
That's just a really bad arrow at the Republic in Comic Sans.
This is the Republic. Your credits work here.
Yes.
It
So-
says it on there, so I
This
might
is the
do that
Republic
one.
of Dreadnought. So you've got that part there. You've got the top parts there, which is the Shrouded Mist.
Or as we call in Australia, the puppy of Dreno.
The Puppy of Dreadnought.
The Puppy of Dreadnought. The Shrouded Mist. Then over to here to the eastern coast, you have the Sinergian Desert. That was my first ever campaign.
That's where Shire equivalent Turkish live.
Don't want to give anything away, but my gosh, from having any sort of foreknowledge as a player as we do, from
So the
Synergy, one of the-
events of what you guys did in Synergy was about 600 cycles ago.
That's a lot of bikes.
That's
600 years ago. 600 years ago. Yeah. And then up the top here, you have the Barnegian Empire, which is
Wow, that sounds like a place.
dictatorship. It's a bit dark.
Is that the like North Korea of the place?
Sure.
And we're not going to offend anyone there because they can't get YouTube.
That's true.
fine.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. So this is one of four
Yeah, but the
continents.
Supreme Leader has it.
Oh
So-
crap! We're going to get nothing.
Can you point an arrow towards the east? Good, that's done. This is
You're
correct.
going to point it towards the west.
Well, I was
And
about
then
to say, it's a map. They're normally drawn, so it's
that's
like
right.
proper
It's-
compass.
You've got a compass rose, right?
Yeah.
Good. So that if
Oh, yeah,
you
we're
did-
good.
But they normally they are. They're not flat maps are drawn north, south, east,
Yeah.
west.
Okay, so to the east we have the other big continent, which is Zereth.
he's still making like hand movements.
Yeah, even though there's a map in the way, but I don't have a map drawn.
There's no
so,
map in the way.
So we don't have to worry too much about this. I've been slacking.
He's got to he's got to get this up by tomorrow night. There's not a map in the way.
What do you mean two? He's got 2 nights to get it up. Today's Sunday.
Oh well, he's got to.
The speed at which my computer renders, I have to have it ready by tomorrow
That's
night.
fair. So Zereth is one of the continents that you probably may get to later on, but
I have been there and come from there.
that
So
is
is
true.
aloe vera.
Yes.
Wasn't
aloe
that
vera.
also the name of one of your characters?
What?
Zara.
Zerath. That's
You're
a
thinking-
League
you're
of
thinking-
Legends.
you're
Yeah, I was
thinking of
supposed to
Zerai.
say.
Oh yeah, Zerai. Yeah,
Yeah,
Zerai.
Zerath is the big, arcane turret from League of Legends.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
immensely enjoy playing.
Yes, he is quite good, but very foresty / mountainy sort of terrain over there. In the southern area, which you can see at the bottom of the map here, is Rentoric, which
Okay,
is
no, no.
almost like the monster continent. Orcs. Not much is known about this continent as
Orcs, kobolds, goblins.
any sort of human expeditions that go there generally aren't heard of again. in general.
And nothing known. Nothing much is known. Lists every race.
I just listed the monsters.
Monster
race.
races.
I know.
Yes, races.
My favourite, the is hobgoblins there?
Hobbies
I
there.
love a good hobgoblin.
Oh, hobbies. The hobby
Couple of
boys.
hobby gobbies, they're good.
Hey, on that note,
Speaking of which,
on
we
that
could-
note,
Yeah.
can we say a big thank you to them?
Oh man. So yeah, we
Sponsors
should
for the second
actually.
episode were
Hobgoblins.
no,
Little Hobgoblin Studios.
yeah, they were
Paint
the
Hobgoblins.
Paint Goblin Studios. I always try and remember it is Paint
Yeah.
Goblin Studios,
That's right.
but in true Australian, and by the way, big thank you. Watch the start of the video.
Big ups.
I did an amazing intro.
I did the amazing edit.
Well, he did the editing. I came up with the idea, and
And made
it
me
was
do it.
great. And a little bit of like a Brady Bunch feel, which was cool.
that's what our name should be for our group, the Brief.
Oh,
You haven't even gotten to name
no,
it.
we
So
might
that name's B&B, this thing.
Yeah.
the Brady Bunch. Oh, this B&B.
Ah,
yeah.
Brady Bunch,
The
B&B.
Brady.
Brady
Anyway, we can't afford that song. But yeah, as I was saying, Goblin Paint Studios, Paint Goblin Studios.
If you
Paint
haven't
Goblin
already,
Studios.
guys, seriously check them out. Links in the description below, or also they're also on Instagram. Right there.
No.
You overestimated it.
The map, I was like, yeah, I can do that, but
No, I look stupid, but that's nothing new. So.
That's right. Anyway, as I was going to say, you'll see down in the description, we'll probably put it as well instead of their full name. We have a brilliant nickname for them, which I love. It was loosely mentioned
Yes.
in the story.
No,
For the Paint Goblin
realistically,
Studios.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Australians probably know the term gobby, which we won't go into too much.
Yeah, so it's like Willy Wonka lollies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was giving an example.
Why would you need to give an example if people already know it?
Because the people in Australia know it, the people overseas don't know what a gobby is.
So if there are kids watching, which they could be,
They shouldn't be.
If they're watching,
Gobby is
go to church.
That's-
go to church. Repent. Send your parents to church. They should not be watching. They need to watch this.
So a gobby is basically a job of the blowing variety.
Yeah, it's the sound the turkey makes. You know, that's all. Yeah, Gobby makes a Gobby noise.
So we've been referring to them as the Gobby Boys,
Yeah,
which
because
is
in
the
Australia everything is abbreviated.
Paint Gobby Boys or Paint Gobby Studios.
The
but-
Gobby Boys. So thank you, Gobby Boys.
Yes, thank you, because we can be real here on the couches.
No.
Every time they paint something, we're going to call it a really good gob job.
I just got this really good gob job.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Like, the thing was so small, I just don't know how they did so well with
It
it.
was a great gob job for something so small. Alright.
How much did that Gob job cost you?
Yeah,
Oh, mate, we got a great
we got a great price on the gob job. I'll be honest, after it was done, it was sticky for a bit, but it dried up.
The last continent which I have
Oh yeah, that place.
is a small island off the
Called
southern
Antarctica.
That doesn't
tip of
exist.
Seraph.
Fantarctica.
Very, very, very little known about it. It's a small island called Roshonia.
Yeah, no idea. Never heard of it.
It's called Roshonia. It has no relation and is not inspired even remotely by the Shoshone.
No, not even remotely. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
So,
What's
is
the
the one
Shoshone?
flat?
What's that from?
It's
Yeah, I
Just like
I wanted
ours.
to ask that. Yeah, is it? Have you mimicked it off Earth where it's flat?
Yeah, exactly. It's
Cool.
a flat Earth.
So Australia doesn't exist there either.
No.
Cool.
No,
Does that mean
we're all paid actors, guys?
so down under is the
You get paid. Oh,
so the underside of the world is there's a rocky underside of a Shahithian disc.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the Underdark.
Yeah, the underdog.
It exists to the other side, and their gravity goes up instead of down.
No, you just drop right through and go to a different realm.
Is that what one of the gates are? Is the middle of the flat Earth just a giant one of the 9 gates of hell?
Maybe. You don't know.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, that's not even canon for D&D. That's Matt Mercer's law. Isn't it?
The 9 hells are.
Oh yeah, but the
Forgotten
gates.
realms.
Do they have the gates to the 9 hells?
Well, I assume every. I think that's just a trope.
Yeah, Dante's.
Like they don't have like a physical gate. Necessarily.
Yeah, but you could say gate to hell in any world, and people are like, yes, of course.
The one that hell is, but
Yeah, but not making up hell, but there's a gate to hell.
Like,
It's almost like a
something
gate to
like
the
that.
Underdark.
Yeah,
Gate.
it's almost like a thing.
I know how to get to the Underdark. You build an obsidian rectangle and chuck some flint
You
steel.
mean the Never?
Yeah, no.
You just keep digging.
Yeah, just keep digging until you hit the underdog. Just get there eventually.
Digging.
Oh wait, no, not Ulf.
Whoa.
Ask any dwarf.
So what's happening next episode, guys?
Hopefully we catch Rhea, who she just
That-
disappeared.
I mean,
That bitch.
Bitch.
I'm gonna kill her.
Alright.
I'm gonna kill her with. I was gonna say fire. I'm gonna
Lightning.
kill her with either lightning or really blunt
Side daggers.
side daggers because they're blunt weapons.
if you do kill with lightning, how will you shoot that lightning?
Where is this?
Out. Well, that depends if we get 1,000 likes on this video. If we get 1,000 likes on this video by the next time, it'll be out my bum.
There you go.
I hope.
I hope so too. Though.
I really hope we don't get 1,000 likes before we do that video.
Well,
Because I'm not ready for that.
I don't think it would be possible to do it before the next episode that's coming out.
That's true. Well, no, we can get 1,000 likes.
There's gonna be like a lot of investigative work trying to figure out if there's any more of these little hex bags.
Yeah, true.
Goodie bags.
Handbags.
Hag paraphernalia hanging around the camp.
I'm calling them handbags.
Yeah,
Straight up.
handbag.
Maybe I'll hit something. That'd be
Maybe.
great.
Whoa! Whoa!
Let's be real. Alright.
You'll hit things about as often as Chef doesn't endanger the party.
Look,
So once.
all you gotta do is wear a white beard to the cable, and then you'll.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Wait, is Is Barack married?
Possibly.
Yeah, no.
You don't know.
Just curious, because if you're not married, you can't really call it a wife beater.
I still could be. You don't know me.
Yeah, you don't know who his wife has been.
Hey, in this day and age, he could be, other way inclined.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Love is love.
Yeah.
I could just be a beater in general.
What's love got to do with it?
Yeah, it's a different world. He could be choosing any animal monstrosity.
He could be into
a celestial
Dragonborn.
dragonborn.
Does that work? Do dragonborns have genitalia? Or are they more like bees dragon?
Not gonna get it out.
Well, as a very popular anime on TV pointed out, they do in fact, and they have 7 of them.
Balls.
7 balls.
It took you a
I
while.
get it.
Yeah, I was
And if
sitting there like, hang on.
you, wait, and if you get them all together,
Yeah,
we should make a wish.
But each dragonborn only has 2. Marcus told me in confidence he has the 5 and the 2 star.
Oh, there you go.
It's true. One's bigger than the other. That's what it basically means.
Well, I think that's all we have time for tonight.
It's
Really?
because I really need to pee.
That's good. So that's perfect timing.
Yeah.
So the next episode of Natty 1 comes out next Tuesday. Epi 3
Tuesday.
What time?
should be a goodie. 6
Approximately?
p.m. is when it's approximately released, depending on Bailey's rendering speeds. But
And
now we're doing
YouTube's
Jason's
processing.
rendering
fantastic.
speeds.
Yeah, my upload speeds, which are amazing compared to Australia and terrible compared to everywhere else in the world.
We are third world country when it comes to internet. True fact. Ethiopia has better internet than us.
True.
It's true.
To give you an idea, anyone in America, I have some of
Yeah,
the
the more
best.
important things.
I am on the best internet you can get in this country. It's 100 megabit down, 30 megabit up. So,
I'm on 7 megabit down and 2 megabit up.
oof.
Yeah.
So if you
Because I can't get your internet in this area.
Yeah. So if you start uploading next week's episode now, it'll be ready by 2021.
Yeah. That's right. And Trump will be back.
Look, who's back?
Second term, baby.
Way to get demonetized. You can't even say Trump in a video on YouTube without getting
Are you
demonetized.
kidding? If you can somehow attract Trump support, that's problem solved. Be fun for a lifetime.
I don't want to be surprised.
I will create a fighter who wears a toupee.
Whoa! Trump wears a toupee?
No.
Yeah, that's in the name. Trumpay. Trumpay. I think we need to end it there.
Yeah.
We're delving into depravity.
Well, someone drank my beer over an hour ago. Sorry?
Have you had an empty bottle this whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I drank it at the start.
Oh, well, that was silly, wasn't
He did what you did at the start of episode 2.
Except he didn't have a big sook about it and have
That was the best intro to any video I've ever been a
It
part of.
was bad for the throat, the old Pacific Ale guys. Not sorry for it.
Wasn't it Cooper's Ale?
It was Cooper's Pacific Ale.
Whoa! Let's not get ourselves in trouble here.
It was Pooper's Pacific Ale.
It was a caustic.
He's just describing his experience with a product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great beer. I enjoyed it, but
The
my
beer's
eyes were
fantastic.
dying.
Your
Yeah.
ability
It
to...
would probably would have been better if you didn't have to just scull it. Like you could
It would
actually
have been
just
better
drink
if you
it.
could just harden up.
Yeah, it's true.
This is a problem when you're from Melbourne and not from frickin' Queensland.
Uganda.
Yeah, that's
Beer.
cool. I wonder who's from Melbourne.
Aren't you from Melbourne?
No.
Where are you from? Oh, you're from Adelaide. That's not
Adelaide.
even. That's not even a place. That's not even a place. That's just
Adelaide. Adelaide.
Adelaide is like Australia is where the English sent the convicts. Adelaide's where Australia sent the convicts.
Can't wait to see comments about that.
Never.
If you've watched this long in the video, make sure to leave a comment about
No one.
Adelaide.
No one watches this long.
Yeah, no one is here. And if you are here, say hi.
If you are here,
If you're,
you've
if
left
you're
this
here,
on in the background.
say I don't smoke crack in the comments.
By the way, also, we're going to be having a giveaway pretty soon.
Oh,
So stay tuned
Hold
for that.
on, but what if they do smoke crack? They can't lie.
Yes, we are doing a giveaway.
It's
though.
like if they've watched this long, they probably do.
And as a prize for people who've watched this long in the video, they'll know about the giveaway.
They will.
Will I know about the giveaway?
So,
Maybe. Have you watched this long in the video?
Not yet.
if you don't know, my wife, Micah, is quite craftsy, and she's
Craft.
She does the terrain. and
She's currently experimenting with making new dice boxes, and
Ooh.
so more details to come once she actually figures out what she's doing. But some of the little things that I've seen her do have been pretty good. So stay tuned. We'll definitely. We're not going to give you this really terrible, crappy looking thing. It's going to.
It's made of cardboard.
Can I
Come in a
enter it?
Krispy Kreme box.
You can definitely enter it.
I don't have a dice
I want to
box.
see. I reckon we should start where everyone starts with some sort of like fan art competition.
We have actually gotten some fan.
We have.
Yeah.
We have. We've got at least 2 or 3 different people who've sent in some sort of fan art to us.
Yeah.
So we want to see some fan art. If you want to draw Marcus's 7 penises,
7 balls.
Marcus's 7
But we
balls.
can't put that on YouTube.
Wait, hold on. 2 balls per penis. That means he has how many penises?
3.5.
3.5 penis. If you want to draw Marcus's, I know the internet. This is gonna happen. I want to see Marcus's 3.5.
What is it?
penises.
Rule 24 or whatever it's called?
34.
Rule 34.
Yeah.
If you can think of it.
I have always said I won't say we've made it until we get rule 34.
I want to see like that, but like while he's spooning Lance.
Okay, I feel like that's a bit much.
Yeah, that's a bit.
I'm up for it.
While Marcus is whipping himself.
Mike, come on, let's dial it back to PG.
Oh, wait, so your song will be I whip my back and back, I whip my back and back.
Alright. Well.
My neck. My back.
Shut the door! Let's end it there.
My back, my flagellated
We'll catch you for the next one, guys. In the next one, we'll actually have girls finally. So
Yes.
as long as one of them doesn't just get up and leave again. You're not a girl.
Pretty female
He said
people.
pretty big.
Pretty people.
Oh yeah, he's pretty.
Yeah.
I know. I told you before. I find Asians attractive.
Oh, maybe this Marcus Lance thing will happen.
My
Maybe.
Lance is not Asian.
I was about to say.
Much.
He's wood elf. That's close.
What is the age?
I don't know what that means. Let's just.
The Asian is something
Alright.
human.
We'll catch you guys in a fortnight. Stay tuned, and thanks so much for the support. Subscribe if you haven't. Oh, you got one more thing to say?
No, I'm just saying something about there are Asians in D&D, and according to
I had
Forgotten
no
Realms
idea
lore,
that.
they are the, I think it's shoe people.
Shoe people.
That's what they call the shoe.
Like,
Let's end on that.
They live to
That
the east. They live
extremely.
to the east of the Forgotten Realms, and they're like literally they're called the shoe, and the name
Can you spell that for me?
SHU.
Okay, good.
I thought so.
Just yeah. Shoe people.
No, they make shoes.
Subscribe.
That's what's in my head. Just sweatshops.
Oh.
Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.
It's SHOU.
No, I'm stopping this.